Good morning, everyone. It's Joker, and today we are back with another slime video. And today we're going to be taking a look at the old OG Water Rimuru. So, harmonizer of monsters and humans. He was given away for free for logging in because every month, the next 6 months, or well, for 6 months, we are getting a free copy of a Rimuru. Last month we got the Dark Protector Rimuru, and this month we got Harmonizer Water Rimuru. So they're just celebrating the airing of Season 3, and, it's going to air for 6 months, so they're giving away a Rimuru for every month. He is very old. He came out when the game released, and he has yet to get a skill fusion, and I really don't know what they would do with him anyways. But being a free 5-star character, new players are going to have access to him, so I wanted to do a re-showcase for him to show you what he's capable of doing if you decide to actually build him or not. I wouldn't say he's a priority, but he's certainly a free 5-star. So first off, he is water, obviously. He is magic. He has an AoE ult with no extra special things because he's very, very old. His first skill, his skills aren't even leveled up. That's how old he is and how much I care about him. So he lowers an enemy ult gauge by, I think, up to 15% or something like that. 15%. So this means that if you go into a fight and they're going to ult you, you just use this skill, and then he doesn't ult you until the next turn, or whatever turn he decides to give himself more ult gauge. Kind of like what Earth Luminous Valentine does with her skill. She's just a bit newer than him by a few months. His second skill is a heal, which, can come in handy. It's up to 20%, and then he also stacks blue orb damage by 5%. Up to 100. Now, you're never really going to see this 100, because there's no way in hell you're going to use a 30-point skill over and over and over and over again. But it is an AoE heal of a small amount. It's not as good as, say, like, Earth Trainee, or certainly not as good as Octogram Romerus. But, it's still a solid option. Where is Trainee? What is she at? Because he's 20, Trainee is 30, I think? Yeah, so she gets 10 extra percent. Not a super big deal. But Rimuru, as a healer, can definitely help out newer players when they're having difficulty surviving some of those stages that they're building up towards before their gear is really good. His trait, when affected by crit resistance up, he gets extra defense. That's a very uncommon thing you're ever going to activate, crit resistance up. Good luck with that. But, he is a water unit. There are more than a few fire stages that we can take on, so let's test him out. Alright, so we're going to put him on a full water team led by the new Velzard. If you don't have Velzard, don't worry about it, just use somebody. We're going to go into Conquest Ifrit, who is pretty annoying. Why? Well, because he always friggin' ults you. Like, for 5 turns straight, it's an ult. So having a character who can ult deny is going to help immensely in the early game. Velzard's skill fees, I don't really care. Raphael's skill fees, I don't really care. This Rimuru is free to play. This Shun is old, and I always tell people to get her because she's still good. Apart from the support units and the gear, this might be a team that you could, quote-unquote, run. And we're going to try and use Rimuru to his fullest power of being a utility/healing unit to prevent us from taking a butt-ton of damage and to heal us back up from, whatever damage we do happen to take at the time. So let's bring him in. We'll bring Shuna in for Raphael, I guess. And, we'll do this. So 1, 2, 3. We're doing a lot of damage because it's a very old stage. So here's an ult that's coming in. And we have 80 points now, because Velzard gives us that free. Well, let's go ahead and deny it. Boom. Alright. His ult is gone, so he's not going to ult us next turn. And we can go ahead and send his orbs. So 1, 2, 3. And now, he just does a single attack. He gives himself more ult gauge, and you know what? Let's do it again. No ult for you. Boom. And we'll keep sending these orbs. We could use Velzard right now, and we would absolutely destroy him, but I'm trying to get some use out of him, right? So now it's 77 points. Now it's a bit too expensive. So you know what? Let's heal instead. all the damage that we've taken, which is not a lot, because he hasn't been able to really do anything to us in the first place, and we'll send these really nerfed orange orbs. We'll take this alt. It, it does hurt. It would hurt a lot more if you're a new player with, worse gear and worse stats and everything. But now we're on turn 5. We've exceeded his little alt count, right? So he only ulted us one time. And we didn't really take that much damage, and we still have 50 points that we can just heal it back, and minus Velzar taking an extra attack. I mean, we're good. And we've been stacking up our attack on the blue orbs. So here, we might actually kill. Oh, okay, he guarded. Alright, I don't think he would have killed anyways, but yeah, that's the whole point of this Rimuru, is to save your butt from dying to a butt ton of alts, just one after the other. Conquest Ifrit was a release event. This Rimuru was a release event. You were meant to use this Rimuru against this stage for this specific exact reason, so you don't end up just taking 20 alts to the face and dying and, hating the game and quitting. So let's go somewhere else where they do that too. Alright, another bane of the OG character's existence was Crucible 50 versus this Benimaru, who was essentially the same thing as Conquest Ifrit, but a bit harder, because he had more health. So he's still ulting you like a bunch of times right at the start, and he does a lot of AoE crit damage, and this is a stage where if you didn't have a good water team, which at the time it didn't exist, a good water team just was not a thing, you were in for some pain. So again, bringing Rimuru to this stage will help you out. We've changed the team a bit. We're using, Summer Millum now, or Bikini Millum, or whatever you want to call her, Protector Millum, and we're gonna try and do like a stacking quote-unquote team with, oh sure, okay, yeah, that works. Yeah, okay. I mean, I won't argue with it. It's what the game gave us. And let's see how much damage we do here. Okay, yeah, I mean, when I say more difficult, quote-unquote, right? Quote-unquote. 74 points, we got an alt for her already. Let's not use that. Let's not use that. We'll take her out of here for Rimuru. That's certainly a hand right there. Let's just go ahead and deny him. Boom. Alright, no ult for you. Good. We'll do an orb change here. Alright, cool. We'll put a stack on. If we had a different orb changer, we could have used the orbs and just taken an ult maybe. But we should get, a few points back here. Yeah, 50 points. We can't use the alt deny again, though. But I think, depending on our hand, we'll still be okay. Yeah, we'll be okay. Okay. So, 3 turns in, we'll use an orb change here. Boom. We'll get Geld out of here. And we do an orb change with Rimuru. That gives us a full hand. Plus the alt that we're holding for Hinata in the back means that we win. So, I mean, was Rimuru absolutely necessary on this team? No, certainly not. Would he help you if you had this team, but you had really crap gear and really bad stats, and you were not able to kill in 3 turns like this? Yeah, probably. Because you would just deny him the ult, and you would heal back some damage that you would take. And, for a low-cost unit, well, free, and, more basic beginner stages, he could be a great boon, and if not, he's just a good support slot for whatever water unit you do have. So, I mean, there were 2 pretty easy early game stages. Let's move somewhere else where it might be a bit tougher. Alright, so we're going to go into the current Beatdown battle using this team. So, old Protector Veldora, Isis, Aaron, Rimuru, and then Dark Millum, and then Vengeance Shuna, because she's a single-target wind magic character. Swap her for anybody. She's not necessary. She's just here to be a wind character against a water stage. So here, if you go past 5 turns, he starts ulting you, and if you're a newer player, you're going to have difficulty dealing with that kind of damage. And while his heal skill will certainly be sealed, his ult denial will help you. And, just reduce the amount of damage that you're taking from back-to-back-to-back ults that I think he does. And if we're able to reset the cost every time with Veldora, we can keep it relatively cheap to use while continually stacking and doing more damage with our magic characters here. So, let's see how it works in practice. Okay, so turn 1, we've got Erin's Orb Change ready to go, and then we'll bring Shuna in. Both of her skills are sealed, so she's literally only here to be a wind character. And then we'll get Rimuru out for now, because we don't need his ult denial up front until later. 73, 6900, alright, nice. Good damage number. Oh, we pierce there before he gets his pierce resistance. Okay, that's a pretty good hand. We can work with that, definitely. And we don't need to worry about the ult until turn 5. So, I mean, if you're able to kill him before that point, then certainly have at it. But if you aren't, then that's where things start coming in. And we could use a stack of Vengeance right here. I'm not going to, because it's not the point of this team. I'm not trying to kill with Vengeance. I'm just trying to showcase the ult denial more than anything. Let's bring Isis in for Erin. And use her green buff now. So we have the 20% or the 40%. No, we have a Dark Attack charm on. Whoops. Forgot to flip that off. Alright, well, that doesn't help anyone but Isis. So I thought we had the Protection Gauge charm on, but oh well. Okay, we have a Shuna ult. Cool. 17-4 right there with the extra magic. That's not a great hand. But again, we can still work with it. Let's bring Erin back in for Isis. And then... let's see. Let's use this orb change. Boom. We'll use Veldora to reset. We'll use the Erin orb change. We'll send these 2 ults. And we still got a few turns left before we go to the ult. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Does get us another Veldora, so that's very good. It'd be a lot better if we had access to a better charm. Maybe I should have done this on Inferno 1. You know, he has a lot more health there than this. But still trying to gear this video more towards newer players. Alright, well that's not a great hand. But we can still work with it. We just don't need Erin. Well. Okay, we'll do this instead. So... Orb change with Isis. Boom, that takes care of that. We'll use Veldora to reset. We have to use the green buff again. We can use Millam's orb change again. So boom, boom. This will get us a decent amount of points here. Yeah, because we already have 102. Alright, we don't get another... Sorry, we don't get another Veldora, though, unless we get it from... No, actually, no one gets a trade on turn 5. Okay, but now that we're going to hit turn 5, he's going to give himself ult gauge here. And boom. So he's ready to ult, and that's not really what I want to have happen. So, what do we do about it? Well, first off, we do both these orb changes, I'll tell you that much. 1, 2... And then we bring in Rimuru for whatever, Isis. And we're going to go ahead and deny it. Goodbye. No ult for you, and we're going to continually still damage you. Let's bring Shuna in for Millam, because she's got a bunch of orbs. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Now, he would have done a pretty good amount of damage, because he gives himself an attack and defense buff right here, which means he's going to become more tanky, and he's going to hit a lot harder. So... Water attack, physical attack up, the attack increase, defense increase, and there you go. He has another ult. So what are we gonna do? Well, we're gonna do it again. Look at this good hand that we have. We don't need to worry about swapping anybody else in. The green buff is still active for 1 more turn, so that's good. So orb change, ult deny. Boom, boom. All right. He's gonna hit harder because he's got that attack buff, but he's not going to ult us. So 57k, alright, cool. And 11.8. Good damage we're getting out of this. Coming up on turn... Oh, the guard doesn't help, but... Alright, so, I mean, yeah, look at that one hit. Like, my Erin has good gear on. She's got her free-to-play gear, but still, she's got... This is a team that would make sense, right? So, what are we going to do here on this turn? Well, we're probably going to ult deny again. And as far as orbs are concerned, man, we're just gonna take you out. And is Erin? Erin's not reset, but we'll, think we're gonna have to just do it. Boom. Alright. And then we'll bring Isis in, and we'll reset everybody here. We'll send these 5 oranges. But, of course, we don't have to deal with an ult. That's the most important thing, and we are slowly but surely taking him down. Okay, more guards aren't great. Aaron's dead. Alright, well, guess what? If we hadn't been denying his ult the entire time, I think we would have just straight up lost. He would have ulted us 3 times, he would have killed somebody else there, and we would have been in a really, really bad scenario. But we are able to get around it. So, orb change, green buff, ult denial. Boom, boom. We'll get points back from this. Yeah, we got 97 points still, we're looking pretty good. Let's bring Shuna in for Rimuru now. And I think we can kill... Actually, no, Shuna doesn't have the magic buff. We'll do a good amount of damage. 19.6, 34k. Alright, 1, 2, 3, and 4. 14-4? Yeah, I think we can win this next turn. Oh, perfect. Perfect. Alright, and he hasn't even attacked us. So this is a free turn. We have essentially won right here. Like, we don't need to bring in Rimuru, we don't need to do anything here, but we're going to do it anyways. Just for shits and giggles. So, denial, orb change, boom, boom. And again, I mean, we haven't been optimized, right? We haven't been using the alt buff, which we could have very much easily done, and we could have taken him out much earlier. But still, I'd say we have been successful in just straight up not dying, because we have been denying Soei's ult 5 or 6 turns, right? And that's 5 or 6 ults that would have straight up murdered everybody. Even on EX2, you saw Aaron just straight up died after some concentrated hits. And this is what, Rimuru can do to save you from taking those high-powered ults. So while he's a very, very old unit, he still does have some usage, very situational usage, mostly for newer players that don't have really strong burst teams that can take out the stage, or really strong stacking teams in a longer fight, and you're afraid of taking some really dumb, stupid ults. Rimuru can help alleviate some of that pressure. And, if we were able to heal on that stage, Aaron might not have died, but we were, so nothing we can really do about that. But there's a small little sampling showcase of the old OG Water Rimuru. Let me know what you guys think about him, and what, if you found any use for him on your own account. But that's it for me. Take it easy, guys, and I'll see you all later.